Hi, hello, how are you? I'm Lilac, and today I wanted to look at some movie reviews I wrote when I was younger. So, I got this book in Italy in 2013, or maybe it was 12, or to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. I went for a school trip. I saw this little leather book made in Italy. I got it at a little leather market, I guess that's what you'd call it. It's like a open stall, and I only found it again recently, so I don't have a lot of recent movies, but I have some movies in here where I've watched them. So what I do is, first one we gotta look at anyway is box draw. So I write the film, how long the film is, my personal rating, the genre, producer, director, and then the review. I also do the style. So there's a few movies I wanted to look at in here. So let's look at Box Trolls. Let's look at Nightcrawler, Eraserhead, Whiplash, a movie called The Duff, just to show that it's not just, big blockbusters, it's whatever I wanted to. There Will Be Blood, 12 Angry Men, which is one of my favorite movies. Some Like It Hot, and the last one we're gonna look at is Locke, or Locke. It's Locke. But there's a few more movies in here, but they're just the main ones I wanted to look at. So there's plenty more movies I can add in here, and I'm very happy I actually found it again, because I've been getting back into movies. Like, hopefully I can't fully cross my fingers, but the fingers crossed that one day I go back to college and I do a film course. It's kind of why I started doing ASMR, to learn sound design and to mess around with it, just to see what kind of things I'd be interested in. So, first movie in this book, film, The Box Trolls, and made in 2014. I gave it a rating of 4.5 stars. Pretty generous. The movie was an hour and a half, The style was stop motion, animation, fantasy, historical, like, by the way, as I'm reading my own notes, so I have a terrible habit of writing notes the way I'd understand, like that's like, you know, lilac in the time. So if I go back and read the notes, sometimes it doesn't make sense to me either. The genre, dirty, grimy looking. It was a comedy, a kids film. It was family friendly. The director was Graham Annabelle Anthony Stacicci, and it was produced by Lilac. Or not Lilac, not me, sorry, Leica. So, the review I gave was, the first act is very slow, but alas, it allows, sorry, I can't even read my own writing. It allows character development. The second act then really picks up and it's very exciting. The evil guy is well written, and the hero is complex. The voice acting was amazing. People who like Coraline would like this film, would watch again, and I have. I love that movie. I love the just the humour in it, and it's quite a nice message of, you know, just be who you are, it doesn't matter. The next movie we're going to look at is probably definitely a top 5 movie, like one of my top 5s. Nightcrawler. This was made in 2014. I gave it 5 stars back then, and I'd still give it 5 stars now. About an hour and 40 minutes. The style is live action, has like a journalistic aspect, smart dialogue. The genre is dark crime, thriller, psychotic almost. It was directed by Dan Gioel, I think it's how you pronounce his name. And for the review I wrote, it was the character and the acting that made this movie. It is a very character driven movie, and I would watch it again. People who liked American Psycho would very much like this movie. I kinda go give myself a little thumbs up here. I like the way at the end of my like little thoughts on it, like I never got too deep into the movie. I'd love to do that for a whole other ASMR video though, just talking about movies I found like incredibly interesting or story parts that I really liked. But I do appreciate the way I add in like, you know, other movies that you can watch as well. Now, probably one of the weirdest movies on this list was Eraserhead, made in 1977 by David Lynch. I gave it a 4.5 star. It's about an hour and 20 to an hour and 30 time run. The style and genre was abstract live action I specifically wrote hipster shit. Couldn't tell you why. Horror, mystery. So my friend actually introduced me to this movie. I thought it was pretty cool, very surreal, a lot of imagery to pay attention to. So the review I wrote for it is a movie with little plot, but the movie is mainly symbolism. It allows you to think of your own reasons for why what is happening happened. We'll watch it again, but in a couple of years. People who like The Holy Mountain would like this. I still stand by that because I haven't watched it yet, but I would watch it soon, just because it can be a lot to take in, and it's just so incredibly strange, but it's so interesting. But sure, that's most of David Lynch's work, so what do you expect? The other movie we're going to look at today is Whiplash, 2014. So, I gave it 5 stars. It was, I think, an hour and 40 to an hour and 50. I have it here down in, just minutes, not hour, and I can't do that maths right now. Let's just be honest, I just can't do that maths right now with my head. I still think I'm hilarious as well. So, style, genre. It's not a musical, but it's music based. It's a drama, very tense. I have American here underlined twice. Couldn't tell you why. Jazz, and it's a movie about obsession, I think. Sorry, I just need a quick drink. It's directed by Damien Chazelle, I think is how you pronounce that last name. And I've seen some of his other work, not all of it, but I've seen La La Land, and he did something else. Can't remember the name. It's going to annoy me. Anyway, so the review. The movie is about a guy wanting to become a great musician, but to do that he must impress his insanely obsessed teacher. It's very intense. I would watch it again, and people who liked this would also like Nightcrawler. Yeah, I stand by that. Let's say Whiplash is also in my top 10 at least. Now, next movie is The Duff, made in 2015. It's an hour and 30 to 40. I gave it 1.5 stars. Oops. The style and genre is a teenage drama, comedy, a high school movie, pretty much. Director Ari Sandel. And then for the review I wrote, it had some really cool shots and angles, but the story quickly dived after 30 minutes. The main character is adorable, but her cringe outweighs the cool character that could have been. I hate when they do that. Would not watch again on my own with a group of friends. People who liked First Time or Mean Girls will like this. Like, it's kind of like it's just a chick flick film. Like, you watch it with a boyfriend, a girlfriend, you watch it in a group of friends, you watch it by yourself if you're feeling a bit sad. Although there's a one scene, like, I don't remember most of the movie, but there's one scene that's just cringe. Like, it's just ugh. Next movie we're gonna have a look at is There Will Be Blood, 2007. I gave that 3.5 stars. It's about 2 hours. Over 2 hours. The style and genre is a drama. My notes don't make any sense. What I have written down is drama, alcoholism, oil, and I drink your milkshake. Okay, go Lilac. Making sense. No. The director was tall. I just put their names together. Paul Thomas Anderson. Also quite a good director. His movies are long, but their characters are, stellar. So the review. An amazing performance by Daniel Day-Lewis. You kind of have to put that out there. Even if it was even if it was a little over the top. The story was executed well. The pacing was a little awkward. Simple camera work and well-designed costumes. We'll watch again. People who liked Django and No Country for Old Men would like this movie as well. I don't know. It's hard to do talking scenes and have it look interesting, especially when it's not that. Like, if it's serious, you don't want to distract the audience too much. Still a great movie. Now we are going to look at 12 Angry Men. It was made in 1957. I wasn't even born then, so wild. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was an hour and I have a tickle in my throat. Thank you. I have a small tickle. It was an hour and 14 minutes. The style and genre was crime based. It was a character based movie. It was in black and white. An oldie. The director was Sidney Lumet, I think. So, for the review, I wrote, it's a very good movie. Very interesting dialogue, and you can understand why the characters have done and said what they did. It's also very interesting because it essentially only has two sets. Like, the majority of the movie is focused in one room, and I always love movies like that because it just focus on who they are instead of, oh wow, they're in New York now. Does that make sense? I think it does. Very tense film, but never it never uttered a swear, never uttered a bad word. Would I watch again? For people who like Whiplash and Pulp Fiction or Psycho, I feel like you would also appreciate this film. It's very good. I would highly recommend, even if you are kind of here like, I don't know, say you love Fast and Furious. They're fast with their minds, guys. Great movie. I'd absolutely love it. The next film is Some Like It Hot. It was made in 1959. I gave it 4 stars. It was about an hour and 30 as well, maybe an hour and 20. The style of genre was comedy, black and white, cross-dressing, and then there was an aspect of crime in it as well. The director was Billy Wilder. So, the review. For the time, the idea was very original. It's very funny and entertaining. Some jokes still hold to modern times, but others don't. It was a different time. It's a product of its time. I would watch it again. People who liked She's the Man would also like this movie. And finally, our last movie is Lockie or Locke. I'm not sure. It's made in 2013. It was an hour and 20 minutes. The style was drama, tense. Oh, if I say that, that's a spoiler, so no. Car. I gave it 3.5 stars. Like 12 Angry Men, it was filmed in one location. There's actually a term for that, but it's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it. For the director, I just wrote down Steve and I forgot to write down the last name. So, the movie is a character-based movie again. Unique, one set in a car. Love their idea of the movie. The guy seemed normal but very unstable at the same time. The use of audio in the movie, just the sound of the car, there's times where it's raining. It chose the right times for sound. Would watch again. People who liked Inception would also like this. So that's pretty much all the movies I wanted to show you. I could probably do hours upon hours upon hours of just talking about movies. I absolutely love movies. They are your best. So I think I'll leave it there. If you ever want me to talk about movies more or go more into depth, I'd be more than happy to do that. Just let me know what you would like. Also, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whichever one it is, whatever time of day it is. So, please let me know how you got on. Hopefully you're asleep.